Hi everyone, I'm Mia from Spiritual Society, and here I am going to introduce my friend Venus Mommy, who is about to lead us in an exclusive Venus Embodiment to Manifest Love workshop. So, Venus has 30,000 followers on TikTok with videos regularly hitting hundreds of thousands. She is a Hellenistic astrologer who combines traditional techniques with a modern approach to bring depth and clarity to her readings. She focuses on honesty, empowerment, and helping people understand their unique cosmic blueprint. With a growing community on TikTok and Instagram, she shares insights that make astrology both accessible and transformative. So if you would help me to welcome in Venus.
Hi, everyone. Hello. I'm so excited to be here today with you on Spiritual Society. This is such an amazing opportunity, and I want to thank Spiritual Society again for inviting me. This is my first live stream, to be honest, so I'm a little bit nervous, but that's okay. I'm sure everything's going to be just great. And my name is Venus, which is nicely aligned with the theme that we have today, which is your Venus sign as well. And I'm a Hellenistic astrologer, just as Nia said, and also a tarot reader. I don't do much tarot on my TikTok channel, but I am quite well versed in it as well. And I've actually started my spiritual journey with tarot. So it is a really important thing for me and a really important part of my life, even to this day, even though I mainly specialize in astrology. But let's not dwell on that. And you can find me on TikTok and Instagram at Prosper Astral. All of my links are in the description below, so you can follow me there. And once again, I welcome you here. This is a space of feminine energy today because Venus is inherently an extremely feminine planet. And it is truly the key to your feminine power, just as the name of this live stream today suggests. So we're going to talk about Venus signs. I'm going to go through every sign. And if you do not know your Venus sign, then I highly suggest that right now, you just go and find it out. It's really easy. You can just Google, my birth chart, and the first link is Cafe Astrology, probably. It's pretty good as well. And you can use whatever website, whatever tool you like. If you have CoStar, it should have your Venus sign as well. And I really highly suggest that you do that because you're gonna get so much more from this workshop if you do know your Venus sign, and even if you know your house of your Venus, that's even better. So let's start. Let's start with talking about what is Venus. So Venus is the planet that rules love, beauty, pleasure, attraction, self-worth, your desires. And this is why we associate Venus with manifestation so much, because this is the energy that helps you attract what you desire, attract what kind of, partners, what kind of even jobs, money, everything that has to do with material pleasures, with romance, all of those amazing things. This is all about Venus. So not to use your natural feminine archetype that is presented by your own Venus sign, that's just short-sighted. Like, why not use it when you have it already in your arsenal? And sometimes that can be hard to do because astrology is quite complex, and just knowing your Venus sign, unfortunately, is not enough always, but it is a good starting point for sure. So again, hi everyone. I'm so happy to see you all. Thank you for saying hi. Hi. But maybe some of my followers are here, maybe some of the people from Spiritual Society community. I'm really glad to be here once again. Thank you. And hope you have a great time with me today. So yes, as I said before, Venus is the embodiment of femininity. And Venus also shows how you express love and how you receive it. And manifestation and attracting things into your life, it has to do, all of it has to do with the ability to receive. So unless you kind of tap into your Venus sign and embrace it, because sometimes it's a little bit hard to embrace your Venus sign, there are more more natural Venus signs like Libra or Taurus or Pisces. Venus likes to be in those signs. And there are more difficult Venus signs like Virgo, Aries, Scorpio. I see a Scorpio Venus in the comments and a Virgo Venus in the comments. Hi guys. I'm a Virgo Venus myself, and I'll just have you know that really embracing my Venus sign has been integral in my evolution as a person and as a woman, and as someone who went deep into manifestation techniques, into spirituality and all those things. So this is truly very important, especially if you have one of the more difficult Venus signs. And what happens when you truly embrace your Venus and when you learn how to integrate it into your life, how to manifest with it, how to embody it, how to use it to your full advantage, then life really starts to unfold in amazing ways. Of course, it is extremely beneficial to learn your whole chart, to understand how it works, to understand if your Venus is pressured, if it's more of a difficult placement, what you have to kind of work through in order to tap into the full power of your Venus. So there's a lot at play here, but generally speaking, when you do that, when you finally learn your Venus, when you embrace it, when you embody it, you really just life feels more joyful, more easy. You have better relationships, and especially the relationship with yourself, because you learn how to love yourself for learning your Venus as well, and which is extremely important in manifestation and in love and relationships. And so you get more creative, and you feel magnetic and beautiful, and even your sexual energy is amplified by that. So I could list the benefits of embracing your Venus and learning your Venus for hours. So we're not going to do that for sure. We don't have that much time. And I want to go through every sign. So I hope this introduction provided you some clarity on what the Venus sign is and what it means, generally speaking. And you also maybe had the time to find what your personal Venus placement is, so that you can find the information that I'm going to share right now as useful as possible, because I have a lot to share. And let's move on. And also, for everybody who is familiar with tarot, and I'm sure a lot of people from spiritual society community, you are clearly familiar with tarot, you're clearly into that. And as I already said before, this is where my journey started. And so Venus is first and foremost associated with the major arcana, the Empress. As you can see, even on the classic tarot deck, there's a Venus symbol on the card itself. So Venus and Empress are so much alike. They are the same divine feminine archetype. The Empress, she's not chasing anything. She just sits there. She's beautiful. She's often depicted as pregnant, which can mean literally pregnant with a child, or pregnant with, having potential or being the creator. So she's in the process of creation, and she sits in this beautiful garden surrounded by beauty, and she's the queen, and she's relaxed. This is the ultimate Venus experience. This is the ultimate state of feminine energy. This is the flow and the relaxation and these kind of quiet confidence. And it's amazing once you really tap into it. And her power, of course, comes from receiving, not proving anything to anyone. And Venus is the same. And every Venus sign, I'm going to associate it with another major arcana. So let's say we have the Empress as the base, and also another major arcana as kind of the more focused energy of that Venus sign. So let's begin. If you don't have any questions, if you have any questions, by the way, feel free to ask in the comments. I'm gonna read all of them and answer to the best of my ability. Again, this is my first live. I'm a little bit shaky, but that's okay. And yeah, let's start going through the signs and The first one is Aries Venus, of course. We'll start from the beginning. And I associate it with the Chariot because this is a very bold, fast, passionate, confident energy. And Aries is considered a difficult Venus sign because Aries is a very, well, we could say selfish sign. It is very me, very I am here and this is what I want and I take what I want. So you are, if you're an Aries Venus, you are extremely magnetic whenever you take the lead, whenever you are courageous, direct, fearless, bold. You take what you want without asking anyone for permission. And you attract what excites you, something that makes your blood boil. This is what you attract, which is very important. If you're Aries Venus, it's very important to manage your anger, because if you are extremely angry about something and then you direct a lot of your passionate, fiery energy into a negative emotion, this is gonna amplify through you, and you're gonna attract more of those things. So this is very important to direct your passionate, bold energy into something that you are passionate about, something that you actually want to attract into your life, and not vice versa. So this is very, very important, and it's extremely important for Aries Venuses not to be afraid to initiate, to, you know, in love and in relationships, to, yes, call him first, text him first, whatever. This is just your, you know, this is your playground basically. And any man or woman, whoever you're dating, is just, you know, there to experience the amazing power of that Aries Venus. And a wounded Aries Venus, unfortunately, can manifest as, you know, being a little bit too rash in relationships, leaving relationships too soon, probably, you know, being a little bit impulsive. So again, as I said before, this is extremely, extremely important to know where to channel all that energy that you have, all that fire that you have, all that passion that you have. But generally speaking, it is extremely, extremely powerful to, you know, just chase your dreams unapologetically when you're in Aries Venus. And in terms of style, in terms of, you know, clothes, again, if you don't have, if you're interested in that, if you want to embody your Venus sign with your style, then of course Aries Venus is the bold statement pieces, the bright colors. It is all very, you know, it might be flashy. It is the reds, of course, is an amazing color for an Aries Venus. So don't be afraid to stand out, that's for sure. Don't be afraid to flirt first. And don't be afraid to go after what you want. So this is a very proactive energy. This is, you know, this is manifesting by doing, by chasing, by getting. It's extremely, extremely important for you guys. And even though this is one of the more, I can't say difficult, you know, because it's more of a, it's less natural probably for a Venus to be in Aries, and so that presents some challenges, especially early in life when we're not as experienced. But as you get older and you learn yourself and you start to get into your own femininity and see what it's like for you, it just gets easier and easier and easier, and then you can embrace that bold, fiery energy. You know, the results are going to be absolutely amazing. The next one is Taurus Venus, and this is, well, not the opposite, but it's very different because Venus is at home in Taurus, actually. Venus rules two signs, Taurus and Libra, and we'll get to Libra, but Taurus is the, I would say this is probably, well, this is not objective, but, you know, in terms of comfort, this is probably the most comfortable Venus to have because it is very sensual, grounded, it is very feminine earth, you know? So you manifest a lot through touch, taste, through beautiful experiences. So really sensory experiences are very important for you. Everything has to do with sensuality, with texture, with food. Another superpower of Taurus Venus is you can actually enchant the food that you're making. So yeah, keep that in mind. And what I'm saying now, it could work for anyone actually, but if you have this Venus sign, this works so much more. This energy is so much more potent So why not use it? You know what I mean? So you really benefit when you surround yourself with beautiful things, with when you wear quality fabrics. You know, fast fashion is not for Taurus Venuses. Let me tell you, this is going to ruin your aura. So don't, of course, everybody has a different budget, but it is really, really beneficial for Taurus Venus to invest in quality pieces, in something that will last a long time. And it is absolutely critical for a Taurus Venus to indulge in beauty, to indulge in pleasure, to eat the good food, to really feel all of those sensory feelings that there are out there to feel. So, you just have to really ground yourself in this sensuality. I love this Venus sign, to be honest. If you are Taurus Venus, congratulations, unless it's somehow heavily afflicted, which means when you have some difficult aspects from Saturn or Pluto or Uranus or any other malefic, or it is placed in more of a difficult house. So, there are nuances here, of course, but generally speaking, Taurus Venus is amazing for manifestation. You are a natural manifester. There are two signs, I would say, that are very natural at manifestation, and one of them is Taurus Venus. And it's all rooted in sensual, true, real life pleasures. Let's move on to Gemini. So Gemini Venus is a whole other story. Gemini Venus is a very magician energy. It is very, very, it's playful, it's clever, it's flirtatious. This is an amazing Venus, and it gets a lot of bad reputation, to be honest, because this is a mutable air sign. So it does need variety. It does need a lot of mental stimulation. It does need to constantly be excited. So if it's an unhealthy Gemini Venus, this can lead to, difficulties, again, impulsiveness, a little bit, being a little bit flighty and lacking substance. But in truth, Gemini Venus is all about words. And Gemini Venuses, you manifest through your words. Your words are your superpower. So be extremely mindful of what you say out loud, what you write down, what you tell someone. Gemini Venus is this Venus that can say, "Oh my God, I'm getting sick," to get a sick day at work, and then 2 days later they're gonna be sick. Your words hold a lot of power as a Gemini Venus. So you do truly manifest through connecting with other people through your words. And it is, by the way, it's extremely beneficial for Gemini placements in general, but Gemini Venuses as well, to have like blogs or, writing. They're amazing writers usually. So that is also a very important thing to remember. But generally speaking, for most Gemini Venuses, words are your superpower. Do not take them lightly. And regarding style, Gemini Venus is a very youthful sign. So be playful. Don't be afraid of trends. You can mix and match. You can really experiment. Usually, Gemini Venuses look good in quite simple clothes, but with an interesting twist. So just don't be afraid to experiment. This is what I can definitely tell you about Gemini Venuses. So regarding manifestation, journaling is one of the most amazing tools for Gemini Venuses. Again, because words are your superpower. Affirmations, journaling, anything that has to do with words, with communication, absolutely amazing. So use that. Next one is a Cancer Venus, which is the moon, because Cancer is ruled by the moon. So there was a natural choice from the major arcana. And Cancer Venus is very mother energy, but not in a way that you're mothering everyone and smothering everyone with love and nurturing, although that can be the case, which is important to note. And it's important as a Cancer Venus to know when to step back and protect your own energy, because Cancer Venuses, they like to give, and they give a lot of themselves to people because the energy is very soft, very nurturing, very emotionally magnetic. So you give care to other people freely. And that's good. And that's something that actually helps you manifest. But the thing is that you have to also tend to your inner world, because Cancer is traditionally associated with the fourth house, and the fourth house is the roots, the home, our foundations, our emotional hidden world. So you have to tend to your own garden, basically, like this Empress that's sitting among the beautiful flowers. This is what you gotta do. You have to learn in order to manifest, to attract the things that you want. You have to learn how to put yourself first and give yourself the nurturing and the care and the love that you so freely give others, because you might give so much of yourself to other people that you just forget about yourself, and then you are depleted, and that's not good for a Cancer Venus. Also, the moon water, amazing manifestation technique for a Cancer Venus. A moon water, if you do not know, it's when there's a full moon, you put some water in a jar, you put it outside under the moon, and you let it charge the water, and then you can use it for spells. You can use it just, for whatever you want. Honestly, you can wash your face with it, you can wash your hair with it if you want to manifest longer, beautiful, shinier hair, or anything related to beauty. So there's a lot of power in your connection to the moon, as Cancer, once again, as I said before, is ruled by the moon. So really engage with it. And also extremely important for Cancer Venus women this is important for all women, to be honest, but for Cancer placements, and for Venus especially, it's extremely important to watch your cycle and to be in tune with your menstrual cycle. Because that will prove extremely beneficial for your energy levels. Again, this goes for everyone. I'm sure a lot of you already know that and already do that. But for Cancer Venuses, it's absolutely crucial to know how the moon cycle, how their own cycle influences them, and how the moon cycle also influences them, because different Cancer placements react differently to the moon cycles, and it's important to understand how you, as a Cancer Venus, actually relate to the moon cycle. It's a beautiful, absolutely beautiful Venus placement if you learn how to tend to your inner world and how to give love from a place of overfilling. When you've filled your cup so much that it's overfilling, and when you do that, everything's just gonna magnetize to you effortlessly. And in terms of style, this is a very feminine moon sign. This is oh my god, not the moon sign, sorry. It's a very feminine Venus sign, as I've said many times. So anything, like very feminine silhouettes, dresses, skirts, and amazing for a Cancer Venus. Pastels, or whatever works for you, whatever color works for you. Vintage pieces, pearls, something cozy, something where you just feel so comfortable. And this is the vibe of the Cancer Venus, and it's extremely beneficial to tap into that femininity, even if you don't always. Regarding style, I mean, I don't dress. I'm not the biggest fan of this dogmatic kind of teaching that you have to dress like your Venus sign, or you have to dress like your rising sign, you have to dress like your whatever sign. But you can, if you want to amplify the energy, and you can tap into it when you want to be more soft and feminine, or whatever. This is more magnetic, probably. That's true. You can do that through style as well. But style doesn't help when you don't really embody that sign, when you don't tend to that inner world, when you don't, if it's an Aries Venus, when you're not being the bold self that you are, or a Taurus Venus, when you just absolutely disconnected from your body. And that goes for every Venus sign. So let's move on to Leo Venus. Oh, I love a Leo Venus. I'm a Leo sun myself, so maybe I'm a little biased here, but I do love a Leo Venus. And this is the very, queen energy, of course, since this is Leo. We can't, we can't mention Leo without mentioning some kind of royalty, of course. And this is the dramatic, the radiant, the loyal Venus. And when you shine, this is when others follow you. And when I talk about Leo energy in general, a lot of people say that, okay, Venus, Leo is very egoistical, it's very selfish, it's egocentric even. And sometimes that is the case. A lot of unhealthy Leo placements can be like that. But the healthy Leo energy is, yes, it is self-confident, but it is rooted in, in reality. It's rooted in true confidence and in inspiration and inspiring others to be the same. There is no bigger, no bigger cheerleader that you can have other than a Leo placement, and especially Leo Venus, Leo Moon, or Leo Sun even. They will cheer you on for as long as you need. They will hype you up. So Leos are amazing in that regard. But as a Leo Venus, you have to celebrate yourself. You have to embrace fun and creativity and boldness and, just shining like the star that you are. And even if you are more of an introvert, the confidence, it radiates from within when it's true and then it's real. So it's really important to work on your self-confidence as a Leo Venus, because you manifest through self-celebration. You manifest from hyping yourself up, even in the most atrocious, weird ways, like being completely delusional. Like this can work wonders for a Leo Venus. So a Leo Venus is just absolutely beautiful. And in terms of style, again, it's, I think, big, bright, bold, generous, just any bold pattern, you can pull it off. Like, I'm sure Leo Venus can pull it off. Any, luxurious items, this kind of maybe even, what was that called? Like a mob wife aesthetic, like that too really correlates with the Leo Venus energy. So yeah, I do love a Leo Venus. This is an amazing Venus placement, especially if it's well aspected, especially if you work on the energy that it provides and you don't just fall into the selfish archetype, and you don't lead from your wounded self-esteem, but you actually grow as a person and grow your confidence, and then it radiates into the world. So the next Venus is a Virgo Venus. And if you have a Virgo Venus, hi, I'm a Virgo Venus too. And this is especially important for you because we Virgo Venuses are misfortunate a little bit, I would say, especially early in life, because Venus doesn't like to be in Virgo, because Virgo energy is very Virgo energy is extremely perfectionistic. It's extremely nitpicky. It wants perfection. And there's no perfection in love and in life. There's no such thing. And so it is kind of, it's kind of disappointing to have a Virgo Venus, because it's a very discerning placement and you can see through people really well, but that creates a certain level of, a certain level of disappointment that just follows, because Virgo, yeah, that's true, absolutely. Venus is in detriment in Virgo. It is in detriment, and which is why I put the Hermit here, because Virgo Venus, if it's not worked with correctly, can lead to loneliness, can lead to isolation, can lead to avoiding relationships altogether. Yeah, I've just talked about Leo, and there'll be a recording so you can watch it. No problem. And I just talked about Leo. Sorry. So yeah, we're just moving on to Virgo, because I don't have too much time today. If I had 3 hours, then we could spend more time on every sign. But I want to give everyone a piece of advice today. And so for Virgo Venus, again, it is a very deeply devoted but truly difficult placement to have, which is why it's extremely important for a Virgo Venus to have a routine. I'll tell you, this is something that changed my life completely as a Virgo Venus and as a Virgo stellium, which means that I have a lot of placements in Virgo. It completely changed my life when I started to create routines and create rituals for myself, because Venus is very much about the immediate environment. So it's very important to do things with intention and to serve others, but not in a way that leaves you depleted. So not overextend yourself, because an unhealthy Virgo Venus has a tendency to find the broken people and then make them their passion project. And that is not good. That is not good. And I've fallen prey to that too, unfortunately. But it is very important to place your energy where and place your care, because Virgo Venuses are very caring, devoted people that can really show love through the small acts of service and through helping, through remembering important things about your partner. So not a very romantic or dramatic Venus like Taurus or Leo, but it can be an extremely devoted and extremely stable partner, actually, once they're in. So yeah, Virgo Venuses, they manifest through truly, you manifest so much easier when you create a routine out of it. So you have to be consistent. You have to be consistent, and you have to find something that works perfectly for you. So you have to work on that first and foremost. You cannot live in chaos. If your life is chaotic, you're not going to thrive ever as a Virgo Venus, especially your love life. You need a stable relationship with yourself first, and then with the people around you, and the people who are not taking advantage of you and of the things that you offer them. And this is, I mean, I could talk about Virgo Venus for 2 hours, but we'll have to move on. So again, if you're a Virgo Venus, just know that there's light and there's hope. It doesn't mean that you're doomed. It doesn't mean that you're going to die alone, or you're not going to manifest anything, but it does mean that the energy is a little more difficult and tricky to work with. So you have to be aware of that, and you have to set very strong boundaries, but also stay open, because there is another thing where you can stay isolated for too much, for too long, and then, just leave yourself unavailable, emotionally unavailable. And that's what, Virgo Venus, especially men with Virgo Venus, are very prone to being emotionally unavailable, unfortunately, but just because they're so insecure in their, in their, this energy of abundance is not easily granted to them, and to women as well, unfortunately. So yeah, this is a typical Venus, but it's okay. It doesn't mean that love is unattainable or abundance is on the table. This is not true at all, but you just have to know how to work with that. The question about the Capricorn, yeah, we'll get to Capricorn. There is a bit of a similarity, but Capricorn Venus, it is different. It is quite different, and we'll get to that. There are similarities, but Capricorn Venus, I would say it's less tricky than a Virgo. Let's move on. So the next one is Libra Venus. Right after the Virgo Venus, very kind of difficult placement, there's Libra. And Libra is another sign that is ruled by Venus. So it is a very natural place for Venus to be. And also it is very important, if you know your chart, you also, if you're a Libra rising or a Taurus rising, you must know that Venus is actually your chart ruler. So your Venus is even more important for you specifically, because it is one of the most important placements in your chart. So all Taurus risings and Libra risings, you better listen to this really closely. I'm a Libra rising myself, and I have a difficult Venus, so yeah, I know what I'm talking about, guys. So yeah, Libra Venus is very charming and artistic. It's a very enchanting placement. It's truly very graceful, very harmonious. So it is very important for Libra Venuses to surround themselves with beauty, to always to look at beautiful things. If you live in an environment you don't find aesthetically pleasing, this takes away from your abundant energy. So it gets difficult to manifest just because you are not in a place where you feel, surrounded by beauty. And if you don't feel beautiful, I mean, this goes for everyone. It's always amazing to feel beautiful and attractive, and like you're at a, at a point in your life where you, the outward, your outward body aligns with your mind and with yourself on the inside. It's amazing. But for Libra Venus, it's especially important because Libra Venus is all about beauty. It's all about, connecting with others and having good relationships, and being, balanced. So you can truly manifest a lot through through aesthetics. So not just choosing an aesthetic, but kind of finding that aesthetic that truly speaks to your soul and truly describes you as a whole, as a human being, as an entity. This is really, really beneficial for Libra Venuses. So, or even, things like going to the museum or whatever fills you up with the, with bliss and with beauty, because Libra Venuses they're very attuned to beauty, and you have a great sense of what's beautiful and what's aesthetic. So I strongly encourage you to look around yourself if you're a Libra Venus, and if it doesn't spark joy, then you probably need to put it away, because your environment, your home environment is extremely important to tap into that abundant creative energy of the Venus sign. But other than that, Libra Venus is absolutely amazing. And again, there are drawbacks sometimes because Libra is very, it is the scales, it's represented by the scales. And it also is extremely, it's extremely people oriented. So there might be people pleasing tendencies with Libra Venus. So this is something to be aware of. This is for all Libra placements, but Libra Venus in relationships especially, they might, we might avoid conflict for the sake of peace. And it just, sometimes this is not the right move. So you have to keep it balanced, keep it balanced in terms of being true, but also being fair, and also thinking about yourself and not just trying to dim your own light to please someone, because people-pleasing tendencies are rampant with Libra Venuses and with Libras as a whole. If you have any prominent Libra placements, that applies to you as well, I believe, especially if it's a Libra sun or moon or rising. But yeah, and again, Libra is similar to Cancer in that regard, that soft feminine colors, feminine silhouettes are absolutely amazing for Libra Venus. And if that's something that you're interested in, want to tap into it through style, then that's again an amazing way to do that. And the next one is Scorpio Venus, and you can see that I've chosen Death as the representing major arcana, and that is not a coincidence. That is because Scorpio is a sign that is traditionally associated with transformation. Scorpio is the sign that can survive anything. They're really tough, even though this is a water sign. So it's fixed water. So it's basically ice. So Scorpio is a difficult Venus sign as well, but in a different way than Virgo, because Virgo is a little bit dry, a little bit detached. It's a bit different because it's a mercurial sign, so it's very cerebral. It's all in the head. And Scorpio Venus is extremely emotional because it's a Mars-ruled water sign. So it's ice and boiling water at the same time. It's all over the place. It is intense. It's passionate. It's unforgettable. So for you, you really would benefit from you would really benefit from owning that depth that you have, because it's impossible to hide, and it's not beneficial to hide it. If you're trying to be all, all nurturing and cute and sweet, like a Cancer Venus. It's just not going to work, unfortunately, for you. Maybe if you're a Cancer stellium, you have many prominent Cancer placements, but still the Scorpio is gonna peek through. Okay, so I see a question. For the first time in my life, I'm attracted to another Venus in Scorpio. I thought it would be marriage made in heaven, but turning out real bad. If you're a Venus in Scorpio, and they are Venus in Scorpio too, actually having the same Venus sign does more harm than good in my experience as an astrologer, because the energy, especially if you're both on the unhealthy side of a Scorpio Venus, because again, Scorpio is a very intense, deep, probing sign, and so the energy is, it's extremely charged. So there can be a lot of power dynamics. There can be a lot of kind of trying to test the person that you're with, so they can create a lot of jealousy, possessiveness, and all of those things that are traditionally, unfortunately, are associated with the unhealthy manifestations of Scorpio, because Scorpio it's extremely secretive. They're extremely secretive themselves, and so they think that everybody else are hiding something as well, even if the person is not. So that energy, it kind of creates this cycle of mistrust and jealousy and possessiveness, and that's not really the best mix, I would say. Especially if you're both Virgo Venus, that would also. I mean, unfortunately, I can't say for sure because I can't see the synastry. If you want, you can always get a synastry reading with me, and I go in depth through everything that you have in your synastry. But generally speaking, same Venus sign is not really the best. It's not complementary energy. It's the same energy, and it's a little bit. Sometimes it's difficult to navigate. Is Venus and Libra and Scorpio a good match? Not really. So I would have to look at other aspects, at other synastry aspects, because generally, no, it's a very different energy. So a Scorpio Venus might be too much for a Libra Venus. This might be a clash there. Okay, so again, moving back to Scorpio Venus. You have to really trust into your power to attract the things that you want, and you have to be quite literally obsessed with these things. So getting obsessive is not bad for Virgo Venus. Oh my God, for Scorpio Venuses, I'm sorry. It's not bad, especially if it's something that you truly want, but it has to be good for you, okay? Because I know you Scorpio Venuses, sometimes you want things that are not good for you. You just want it for the plot or for the character development. It's not bad, but if you want to attract good things into your life, you have to, kind of tap into the depth of your psyche, and then, just focusing on the things that are actually good for you and not trying to self-sabotage yourself. This is very important for every Scorpio placement, but especially for Scorpio Venus in terms of manifestation, because sometimes you unconsciously manifest things that make you go through very transformative, difficult experiences just because you subconsciously invite it into your life. So this is extremely important for you to watch yourself and of course, it's hard to watch your subconscious, but kind of work with that from that place. Let's move on. And a quick one for the style. I think you already read on the slide, but it's, of course, the femme fatale, the dark, mysterious, all of that. This is all Scorpio. You know it. Let's move on. The next one is Sagittarius Venus. Another kind of difficult Venus, but I wouldn't say so. It is a fun Venus to have, because Sagittarius is all about adventure, all about fun, optimism. It's very philosophical. It's wild a little bit. So it's a really, really fun Venus. And you guys really do manifest through, through tapping into your free spirit, from tapping into faith even. And faith may look as whatever you would like it to be. So your personal belief system is extremely important. You manifest what you believe in. Your beliefs, again, are everything. So if you believe that you're going to get punished for every bad thought that you have, then that's what's going to happen with you. And if you believe that you're going to be rewarded by anything good that passes through your mind, then that's what's going to happen to you. So having a strong belief system is extremely important for Sagittarius Venus. You have to trust the universe. You have to follow joy. Traveling, this is good news for every Sagittarius Venus that likes to travel. Traveling and seeing new places, indulging in new cultures, and really diving into new places. This is extremely beneficial for you, and it also gives you that flow of energy that helps you manifest more effectively. So again, any Sagittarius placement, especially Venus, I always suggest getting out there. Just take short trips. Just get out there, have fun, go on an adventure. It's extremely beneficial for your Sagittarius placement, and especially your Sagittarius Venus. So especially important not to settle for Sagittarius Venus, by the way, because Sagittarius Venus is the Venus that needs freedom, and it needs to keep you need to keep your heart open. And it doesn't mean that you have to be promiscuous in a relationship, but it does mean that any relationship that you have that's going to limit your freedom and it's going to try to put you in a box or put you somewhere that you don't want to be is never good for you, because you're not going to thrive in an environment that limits your growth and your freedom. Whew. That's a lot. Finally, moving on to Capricorn Venus, the devil. Capricorn Venus is a tricky one, and it's an interesting one because Capricorn is ruled by Saturn, and Saturn is the planet of discipline. It's a planet of karmic lessons, karma. So a lot of relationships for Capricorn Venus are karmic. But it's a very serious Venus. It's very steady. It loves with purpose. And it's especially, I love it in men especially, but in women as well. And this is just, this kind of mature, very stable, settled, high value, let's put it this way, energy. And it's very, you have your life having your life together energy. And it's very important for any Capricorn placement, again, but especially for Capricorn Venus, to really have it together. You have to set goals and actually, follow through with them. Your energy is going to be, it's not going to be destroyed, but, it's just going to be, the energy flow is going to be interrupted if you don't follow through with your plans, with your goals. And they don't have to be, major goals like, make $1 million in a year. It doesn't have to be anything like that. It can be really small, and you can set small goals for yourself, and then just checking these things off the list is going to give you immense pleasure and immense sense of accomplishment, and therefore it's going to amplify your energy. So having long-term vision for yourself and being grounded in self-worth, being grounded in your actual steady, real, tangible goals that you have is very, very important. So you become extremely magnetic when you kind of embrace that I have it all figured out energy. And when you actually do have everything, well, you have to have everything figured out, of course, but when you know what you're doing, why you're doing it, and when you keep your own word to yourself, which is extremely important for a Capricorn Venus. If you can't keep your own word, nothing will flow your way. You have to have a relationship built on trust with yourself, and you have to be disciplined. I'm sorry, but you're ruled by Saturn. Your Venus sign is ruled by Saturn. So nothing good will come, unfortunately, unless you really embrace that discipline. The discipline doesn't have to be it doesn't have to be painful. It doesn't have to be difficult. It can be enjoyable. It can be a discipline that you actually find fulfillment in. So again, your love language is commitment. You can't, you can't, it goes for many placements, but especially Capricorn Venus really suffers. Your energy really suffers from superficial connections. So, having like one night stands or situationships, this is detrimental for Capricorn Venus and for your energy, for your abundance. So I'm absolutely, you do you, of course, and we're all different, but Capricorn Venus generally just doesn't thrive in that. It has to be, and even if it's not, if you don't want to be in a relationship right now, the terms of your whatever you're having, even if you're single, if you have a situationship or a friends with benefits situation, whatever it is, whatever configuration you found yourself in, it has to be clear what's going on. It can be the blurred lines. It's gonna drive you insane. It's gonna deplete you of all of your energy. So keep that in mind. So the next one is Aquarius. I love Aquarius. It's not, again, not an easy placement, but it's again, it's very fun. It's a very unconventional, very intellectual and captivating Venus to have, because it's a very independent, quirky energy. So this Venus can be really detached. And it's actually, contrary to popular belief, a lot of people say that Aquarius is kind of like not a loyal sign for some reason, even though it's actually a fixed sign. But they do not commit easily. That's true, because Aquarius Venus is quite picky. Your friendships are extremely important. So for an Aquarius Venus, it's extremely important to watch your friends. If you surround yourself with the wrong friends, again, your manifestation powers are going to be almost non-existent, because friendships and true, real, good friendships are extremely important to an Aquarius Venus. So if for Leo is a sister sign of Aquarius, for Leo, it's important to self-celebrate. For Aquarius, it's really important to have that pack, to have the people around you that uplift you and that fill you with the right kind of energy that you want. Because Aquarius is really, really community-oriented, really, really group-oriented. And at the same time, it's very individualistic sign. So there's a trick there. But the more you embrace how unique you are, how weird you are, how quirky you are, whatever it is that makes you a little bit different from the rest, that's how you activate your manifestation powers. And that's makes you extremely magnetic. When you just embrace it, say, okay, I'm weird, all right, and I'm proud of that, and I don't care. So you are not here to conform. That's for sure. If you're an Aquarius Venus, so you can really experiment with your style again, and you can be you can go really futuristic, kind of like a really ultra modern, or if you've ever seen Grimes, then that's very Aquarius Venus. But you don't have to go crazy. But that's just what I'm saying, is that you can embrace a little bit of futurism in your look. Yeah, I've seen a question about the career. This is not the we're not talking about career today. Unfortunately, I can't cover everything. But if you would want, we have all the links below in the description box, so you can reach out, or you can order a birth chart reading from me, and I can go for your career, for whatever you need. My books are open for now, so I have some availability. Okay, let's move on. I don't want to keep you for too long. And the last one is Pisces Venus, of course, and this is an amazing. It's again, it has its own drawbacks, but it's generally considered a good Venus sign, because Venus is exalted in Pisces. So it really loves being in Pisces. And Pisces is a very dreamy, romantic, compassionate, almost psychic sign in many, many ways. So Venus in Pisces are natural manifestors. You honestly, guys, if you really, really get into the flow and you find that flow state, and you know what I mean. This is the state when you just feel like the energy is coursing through you, and you just doing things effortlessly. You don't have to make yourself doing it. It just kind of flows through you, and there's this calmness and kind of a sense of belonging to something greater than you. And I'm sure everybody here, people at Spiritual Society, I'm sure if you're watching this channel, and once again, thank you for having me. So if you're watching this amazing channel, I'm sure you know what I'm talking about when I talk about the flow state. So for Pisces Venus, again, it's extremely important to find that flow state, this spiritual alignment, because you do manifest through spirituality, through your intuition, through really you can visualize things, you can write them down. Honestly, a Pisces Venus is just amazing. And if you want to attract a Pisces Venus, I'd say if it's, is it a man or a woman? Because if it's a man, then there's a whole different story. Because when we don't really, it's a woman. Okay, great. So, okay, if it's a woman, I would say Pisces Venus is usually attracted to people who are, creative, poetic, a little bit out of this world, a little bit ethereal, otherworldly even. Or there are two sides of this. You have to look at the person in front of you and kind of suggest that, because sometimes if they are heavy on Pisces energy, or if they have a lot of water placement, sometimes they crave that earth. So I would say that the perfect way to attract a Pisces Venus is be very romantic and give them that kind of dream love story, but also being consistent, like really consistent, and showing them that there's substance behind your action, so that you actually want something more from them than just a fling or just their attention. So I would say that's very important for attracting a Pisces Venus. And that is all for the Venus signs. I think that is honestly mostly all for today. Also, it's extremely important which house you have your Venus in. Unfortunately, I just don't have the time to go through all of the houses, but it also shows where you attract love and abundance, where your Venus energy shines. Because if it's in the first house, then it's through your identity, yourself, for showing yourself, through your looks, like beauty, glamour, magic is going to be extremely potent with you. If it's your fourth house, then it's more predominantly in your home. If it's a Virgo Venus in the fourth house, extremely important to keep your house in order, to work through your ancestral traumas, all of that. So every house has their own meaning, and every aspect that you have to your Venus is also extremely important and will influence how you love, how you attract, and what might prevent you from doing it. But again, unfortunately, I can't go through that right now. If you're interested, you can always get a birth chart reading from me, or a Sinistry reading. All of my socials are again in the description box. Thank you to Spiritual Society for including that. So you can find me easier. You can follow me. And we can continue the conversation because I wanted. There's so many things I would like to talk to you about at length, but we just don't have enough time. And there's so many interesting things. So you can start with your sign, build from there. And I see also about Capricorn Venus comment. God, I mean, I can see that it's it's a difficult thing, and you might feel like you're doing everything wrong, and that's okay. I mean, don't worry about it. Truly, I'm a Virgo Venus. I've done so many things wrong. I've blocked my energy in every way possible, and then I reversed it all, and I feel better than ever. And this is a little bit, it's very personal, but it helped me lose weight that I've tried to lose that was unhealthy for me. It helped me clear my skin. It just everything that has to do not just with the beauty within, but also with with the outside manifestation of my kind of inner world, and how aligned I felt with myself. So again, it's just, if you're starting just now to align with your Venus and to learn your birth chart as a whole, then it's a great place to start. And I wish you luck on your journey. If you want me to help you, then I'm here. So thank you very much. If you have any more questions, please let me know. I'll answer them right now. But generally, the takeaway that I want you to have from this live stream today is that you do not need to become someone else to manifest love or abundance, money, whatever. You just need to tap into something that's already within you. And I'm sure that even if you heard it and you were like, oh my God, this is so not me. Like I am not soft. I'm not feminine. I'm very bold, and I'm completely different. But let me tell you, I am completely sure that if you really dig deep, then you might find that this archetype, the Venus archetype that you have, is actually something that you will benefit immensely from tapping into, and from learning how to integrate it into your life when you need to. You don't have to change yourself entirely. If you have a very, kind of bold or modern style, and you have a Cancer Venus, you don't have to throw it all away and wear pearls. No, that's not how it works. But the energy, this kind of maternal, nurturing flow, this soft, warm energy, are going to benefit you immensely, and that goes for every Venus sign out there. Thank you so much again for being here. It was a pleasure to talk to you, to read your amazing comments, and to read your stories. I'm sorry if I missed any of your comments. It's a little bit, there were quite a lot of them, but still, I wish you a great day or an evening, wherever you are. Thank you again for being here. Thank you to Spiritual Society, and follow them. It's an amazing channel that I've grown to really love from the time that I got acquainted with them. So I suggest you do the same, and find me on TikTok and on Instagram at Prosper Astral. The link is in the description box, and I'd love to hear from you in my comments, in the comments from this video. Thank you so much once again, and let's work on our Venus signs and just tap into that feminine energy that just makes everything flow. That's the message for today. Thank you again so much. And Mia has a closing message for you. So I will be off, and again, thank you.
Thank you so much, Venus, for such a powerful workshop. Thank you to every single one of you for coming in and for showing so much love and support. So if this workshop resonated with you, our magical manifestation bracelet is meant for those of you using their heart chakra to bring in love with the help of rose quartz. So this lovely, beautiful, potent bracelet is pinned in the comments below. And I'm going to see your precious self again so soon. And I'm sending you so much love, so much light. Until then, mwah, Mia.